Yo, 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 what
What
it
up,
do?
y'all?
Man, for the viewers and the listeners, man, I can't wait to introduce this next person. But before
Well,
we get to all that, if you're new to the show, please hit subscribe, hit them like buttons, share this podcast, please, because we would love to touch more people. But before we get started, Justin, let us bow.
Father God, we just thank you for tonight, Lord. We thank you for us coming together. I thank you, Father God, that your hand is in this. Holy Spirit, have your way. Let you shine through us tonight in our conversation, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen,
Amen.
amen. So for all you viewers and listeners, I'm your boy Paul Wall, and that's your boy
Jay Jizzle, let's go.
JG in the house. Now let's get to introducing who you see on the screen. And listeners, for the voice you're about to hear, let me tell you this. We have the author of Letters to Her, the author of Forced to be a Deadbeat, The Other Side of the Story,
Talk
owner
that
and
talk.
chef, owner and chef of Burrage Brothers Barbecue,
Talk that talk.
co-owner, co-owner and co-baker of Wild Sweets, the former owner of the San Fernando Valley Bulldogs, a semi-pro football team, the former owner of Elite Uniforms that were across California and spreading across the nation, and the former co-host, my brother from I Stay Elite podcast. Let me
Talk that
introduce
talk.
y'all to Coach West, Stanley, Coach West Barrage. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's almost like I wanted to tell you, hey, you done your homework, but then I thought about it. Wait, we did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah. And before I forget, because I left this out, my man is currently the recruiting coordinator and defensive line coach for Los Angeles Valley College, home of the
Let's
Monarchs, baby.
go.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. It's all about elevation.
Elevation, elevation. So I'm going to ask this common question because honestly, I've been your friend for a little bit and I never knew how you got the name Coach West. How did you get the name Coach West from
All right.
Stanley Burrage?
So just keep it short and simple. Back in the day, uh, everybody wanted to be a rapper.
Okay.
So I had that part of me. Uh, then it turned into, hey, I don't want to rap no more. I just want to DJ. Uh,
Okay.
so then it was DJ Southwest, and then
Okay.
once I got back into coaching, it was more like, hey man, I can't have these guys calling me Coach Southwest. It don't even sound respectable. So after that, once I was like, you know what? Even my own mother, rest her soul, don't call me by my real name.
Right.
And everybody either call me Southwest or West. So we're going with West, Coach West.
Yeah, that's right.
Love
That's
it.
what I call. I call you West. Shit.
Yeah. Please don't
So,
call me Stanley.
is there any relation to Southwest College by any chance?
Not at all.
No.
Not a
Okay.
chance. We actually play
Nice.
them in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
it was
what's
just a
up. So
play on
before we get into
words.
your football endeavors, can you dive into Barrage Barbecue? Tell us where that came from and how that's doing.
One more time.
Can you tell us a little more about the barbecue, the Barrage
Um,
Brothers Barbecue and Wild Sweets?
Oh man, with the barbecue, it's a thing. With me and my brother, it was almost like a competition per se, and it was like who could grill this the best, who could smoke this the best, and then once we got into it, it's like I just said, it's all about elevation. I was like, well, we both can cook, we both can grill, both of us are certified pit masters, so it's like now let's come up with the sauce. So then I hit them with the rolling smoke. I hit them with the sweet honey. I hit them with the southern heat, and it just took off. Then I started cooking, out here for people, and that took off. But like I said, it all started with a friendly competition with me and my brother.
nice.
Now
What about
Wild
Wild
Sweets.
Sweets? Yeah.
Now Wild Sweets is a different beast. When I got with my wife, Lourdes, that was her dream. Like she made me my birthday cake for our first year of our relationship, and then shortly after that, it was like, this is my dream. This is what I like to do, and I'm like, again, let's elevate because I know how to do some stuff. I ain't the best baker in the world, but you are. You know how to do that stuff with the funding. I'm like, hey, I know how to make a pecan pie. I know how to make a sweet potato pie,
Yeah.
little banana pudding, and some brittle.
I'm hungry.
And it seemed like when we dropped the brittle, it went from, okay, I'm doing a cake for my sister, I'm doing a cake for the neighbor, to we start shipping worldwide.
The
We
Wow.
had
brittle.
weeks where we was making, and this is no exaggeration, we was $2,000 a week easy. And this is
Wow.
just off shipping candy, making cakes and stuff like that. To now it's one of those well-known things. My wife just sent me a text talking about the sweet potato pie is mine now. I taught you how to make that.
That's right, Lourdes. Get your credit. Don't let him steal that.
You over
Let's
there
go.
eavesdropping. But yeah,
Hey,
it's I always attribute everything to being blessed. Of course, the higher power, God, is involved in everything we do, and
amen.
just using social media really, because I wouldn't say I was like a super duper popular dude, or whatever, but just my gift of gab and how to use social media took Wild Sweets from something in the kitchen to something that's respected everywhere.
Yes, sir. So, while we are on that, can we get the plug to the social media, please, for Barrage Brothers Barbecue and Wild Sweets?
Barrage Brothers Barbecue is a can't tell nobody. That's exclusive. But
Okay.
Wild Sweets is available on Instagram at wildsweets.hm. Uh, and I want to say on Facebook is Wild Sweets HM on Facebook.
Okay.
You'll know it's us because the logo ain't gonna look like nobody else's.
That's right.
But the Barrage Brothers Barbecue, that's just a phone call away. You just gotta, hey coach, what you grilling? And we'll get to
Yeah.
it.
Hey, so the way to get to Coach West, follow the perfect angle on Instagram and we'll be your direct plug, baby.
Easy call.
Easy money. So, Coach, you're from Philadelphia, Mississippi.
The
You played
M.I. Crooked.
you played DN at Philadelphia High School in
Yes, sir.
2009, excuse me. You make your way out west. Tell us about your journey. How do you make your way from Mississippi to California, and what went into
Oh
making that
man,
move?
I hate to give her credit. I had to write a whole book about it, but we'll probably
Oh,
talk
okay.
about that later, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
But my ex-wife at the time, all of her family is from out here.
Okay.
We moved to several places throughout our relationship. I actually met her in college in
Okay.
Meridian, Mississippi, at Meridian Community College. Uh, we stayed there for a while, moved back to my hometown, which is probably 30 minutes down to what we all would call a freeway out here. We just say highway back home.
Yeah.
Then we ended up moving to Georgia. Then we ended up moving back to Mississippi. And then in about, like you said, 2009, we made that move to come out here to California. It was more opportunity
Yeah.
for our son at the time. So it was like, yeah, let's make that move.
That's right.
I don't even want to talk about how many times we drove back to Mississippi because we was like, oh, we don't know about California.
Yeah.
Got there for a couple weeks and we was back on the next thing smoking to California at least 3-4 times. And
That's
once
right.
we moved, we came out that last time. I was like, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I can see everybody through video chat.
Yeah.
Only thing I'm missing is the family functions, and other than that, I'm here.
Yeah. What would you say? Would you say you had a culture shock when you came out here? Because I've been in South Carolina for a little bit. When I was in the military, I was stationed out there. So the culture out there is very different compared to LA or
Yeah.
like the LA area. What would you say was your biggest adjustment you had to make when you moved out here?
The biggest adjustment, if people already think we slow in down south or in the country per se, it's getting out here on these freeways. When I
Oh
tell
yeah,
you we
y'all
got
motherfuckers
out
can't drive.
here and we dove off into it, and I hopped on that 405 to the 118 to the 5 to the 210,
Welcome to
petrified,
traffic.
petrified.
Oh
Because
yeah,
back home the speed limit is 55. They'll let you go 60, but anything over that you getting pulled over. Well, shit, the
You do
speed
that
limit
out
out
here,
here is
you get fucking
65.
honked at.
And if you going 65, you might get ran the fuck over.
Okay. Yeah. You do that out here, no go, not gonna fly.
Yeah. So and then I always had this fear, watching movies growing up. What's the darn movie where the woman see the vision and then she go on and the vision happens?
Final
Final
Destination.
Final
Destination.
destination.
Oh man, had me messed up. Anytime I would get in between two 18-wheelers, I'm like this on the wheel.
I still move. I still move to this day. To
Oh.
this day, you will not see me behind a truck with the big old poles and the red flag. I put my turn signal on. I get over.
Can't do it.
Not I. Not today. Not today, Satan. Not today.
Oh yeah. So that was the biggest culture shock because I like I said, I've stayed in places to where you had the Hispanic population, so I knew
Right.
about, the different foods and all of that and different cultures, per
Right.
se. But like that was the biggest, like, oh no, you can't be out here pussyfooting around because you're gonna get ran over. It's way fast.
Yeah.
Now, Coach, just looking at your semi-pro football resume, I'm pretty impressed, actually. Now, I
Come
see
on,
you were a two-time Coach of the Year recipient in the WCFL,
come
Tell him.
on.
as well as a band award winner, recognition for hard work. How did you get started in semi-pro football, and what
Uh,
would you say when accomplishing Coach of the Year? Not once, but twice.
I think the way that I got into semi-pro, because at the time I was fresh out of the oil field. I was making about 125 a year then. And all the bubble bus. I used to
Mm-hmm.
tell people back in the Gap, hey, gas is $5 a gallon. I hope it go to 10. Because that was more money for me. Now I'm looking at gas
Now look at
just
gas,
passed at five
asshole.
ninety nine, and I'm like, help Lord,
It's
I'm
all your
finna go
fault, Wes.
electric.
It's all your fucking fault.
So that's how I ended up getting into it. I think I saw a Facebook ad from the High Desert Phoenix because I was staying in Palmdale at the time. Uh, everybody know Palmdale. They call it the AV or the dirt. Uh, and I saw the ad on one of the Facebook sites, and I called, and the owner at the time, Norma was still the owner. Norma Cook was like, oh yeah, you could possibly play. And I'm like, no, them playing days is over. I used to coach back home. I'm trying to coach. Playing
Yeah.
is nah, that ain't gonna cut it. So then she sent me to her GM, Dwayne Muffler Simon. And then we brought that thing together. They had a great staff. I learned a lot from Coach Vienna, Sam Vienna. He's a AV legend up that way.
Yep.
Uh Coach Tyrell. Man, it was just an incredible staff. From my knowledge, when I got there, the High Desert Phoenix has always been subpar or considered trash for a lack of better words. And we turned that thing around that one season and took it all away.
That you did. But you also, not only did you like go all the way, but you guys stayed competitive for a little bit. Um
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think once you right after you left, right? Yeah, right after you left, like a couple other key pieces left and the team struggled for a bit, but yeah, when you guys came on the map, like I was in Apache and I was like, who the fuck are these guys? Ah, they're
Yeah,
actually
when
pretty
when
good.
when when we was
They're
winning,
good. They were
brother,
good.
when we was winning, everybody was like, "Oh, y'all only won because the Apaches wasn't there." Uh,
Ah,
my guy Big Moses and oh man, I hate when I forget people names. The other one that run the Apaches. I mean, not the Apaches, the Disciples.
G-Man?
Yeah, G-Man. They was all with the, what I'm saying, the Disciples wasn't in the league, the Apaches
Nah,
wasn't in the league. Y'all wouldn't have
yeah,
won if we was in the league. And I'm like, if it was a fifth, we'd all be fucked up.
all
I'm
of
I'm
us.
I'm I'm the type of guy to say, hey, whoever you put in front of me, that's who I gotta beat. I don't know what would have happened or what could have happened.
Right.
All I know is what did.
No, right. And it sucks that, well, everybody discredits teams when the two big dogs that had been established aren't in the league, but being on that team that made the run that and we lost to the Bears. Yeah, because we played you guys in the first round of the playoffs that year. When we played the Bears, like you guys you guys did a lot better for first time teams in our league than other first time teams came around. Like there was teams that came into the PCFC and didn't come back because they got their ass whooped.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But you also had like teams like the Meerkats that popped up. So when you guys popped up, I was pretty shocked, and I have to say Norma and you guys really did a good job.
Yeah, from my knowledge, because she has this thing where she says she's the longest tenured female owner. I had to get that right because she might
Right.
listen and call me up and be like, "I'm the longest tenured female semi-pro owner,
Right.
in semi-pro and whatever." So prior
Yeah.
to me getting there, I think they was already established, per se.
Yeah.
But like I said, when we got there in 2017, it was whole new staff, and like I said, we took that thing and rode it.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was her and Pitt. Well, Pitsy was established. Pitsy was in the Los Angeles Falcons. They were doing their thing for a while. And then, yeah, I learned about Norma after. So after the High Desert Phoenix, we kind of had an outline, and I was going to kind of try to dabble around other teams and get to like just the more specific ones. But the Phantoms, you guys won a ring, right?
We it depends on how you look at it. I'm a type of guy who says if it's a division,
Right.
you have a divisional championship.
You win the division, you get a ring. You won a ring.
So that's why I have that one.
Okay.
But that year, the first year is the year it's a gift that goes around social media probably every year of me on the sideline in that first year where I take my hat off, slang my paper, kicking my feet.
Right.
That goes around. That was the first year we didn't win the game. I want to say PCFC that year had 4 teams. It was B City Giants first year out. The LA Fountains, which I was a part of coaching. My boy D Hayes, Coach Zero team, the Vipers, and I want to say it was the Mercury.
Yeah.
In that
it would
league,
definitely, it'd be Tuck for sure. It'd definitely be Tuck.
Nah, we lost.
Okay.
And the B City Giants swept everybody.
Yeah.
That year. To the point that when it was like it's a championship game, it was like, nah, they done beat everybody twice and done beat them by 30, 40, 50 points. We ain't finna waste no money on no championship game.
Yeah.
It's kind of how that went out. But that second year, I'm always like, hey, I never lose to same teams twice, but I ended up biting that bullet because I think that following year, no, that was Bulldogs. That following year, I want to say, no, we went 6-1.
Yeah.
So I lost in the championship game. Yeah, didn't lose.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So
6-2. I'm sorry, 6-2. There we go.
after working with or after coaching with both of those organizations, what finally went into the decision of you creating the San Fernando Valley Bulldogs?
It it's just a little divine intervention. You know, when your wife speak, you gotta listen.
Okay.
With the Phoenix, of course, I didn't know my current wife right now, so it was like, and again, to credit the Phoenix organization, Norma, and like I said, Dwayne, it was already everything was paid for. Like I didn't have to get up. Like all I had to do was coach.
Yeah.
So then we got the Phantoms first year. It was more so of, okay, this is my first head coaching job on the West Coast.
Okay.
Not really knowing everybody, because like now people look at me and be like, oh, he should know such and such and such and such. And I'm like, man, I don't know them people. You know,
Yeah.
I know a very select few of what we call the semi-pro out here in SoCal.
Right.
And let me big up my boy Milan Biggers, who actually gave me that opportunity. You know, I saw his vision and I was like, yeah, I do it. You know, but it was only supposed to be for the spring. And a lot of people don't know this. It was only supposed to be for the spring because come fall, I was supposed to go back and be the head coach of the High Desert Phoenix.
Ooh.
And what happened with that, she had another coach in mind and whatever that was. So I was like, say less. I'm back down here close to the LA. Yeah. I'm not coming back up there anyway. It is what it is. But long story short, the first season we go 0 whatever it was. I want to say 0-7, 0-8.
Right.
Second season, I got a little bit more financially involved.
Yeah.
And now I'm married about to get married to my wife at the time, and she's like, you're forking over money. you're helping pay for this and you're paying for that and you're not getting nothing back from it. So it was like, okay, I'm gonna retire again. Like I'm
Yeah.
known for retiring and unretiring, retiring and unretiring.
He
And
retired on me twice,
she
Justin.
was like at this time she was like, you're not gonna retire. You're not gonna stop. You know, this is your passion, this is what you do, this is your life. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm tired of doing this. And if I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this where I'm handling financial, I'm handling player personnel, and I'm coaching, I might as well come out with my own team. So
Yeah.
that's how you get the San Fernando Valley Bulldogs.
Nice. Now, we had a special coach join the Bulldogs, but he joined the Bulldogs because you actually locked down a stint in high school football. You actually got to coach with former USC standout Mike Williams at
Oh yeah.
Van Nuys High School. How was that,
Yeah.
Coach?
For my short time there with Coach Williams, or Big Mike, I like to call him Big Mike, Big Coach
Big
Mike.
Mike.
Also they had on that staff at the time Justin Wyatt, who also went to USC, played for the Arizona Cardinals. I
Okay.
think now he's the head coach up there in Palmdale at Highland. They
Okay.
doing real good up there. But for that short time that I was there, they made me feel like I was a part of the family.
That's right.
Big Mike being from Florida, you know, we had that Mississippi to Florida connection. He's from the South, I'm from the South. So it felt like family,
Yeah.
you know. But due to how California is, I'm back in the semi-pro at that time.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But that's a given. Like some
But
people.
I think because we talking about first season of the Bulldogs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we got to be talking about first season.
Yeah.
I think if he would have been the offensive coordinator, because the stuff that he had drawn up,
we was killing.
I don't think no team in semi-pro could. And not to discredit coaches. Don't. I want y'all to be listening. I want you to hear what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I don't think the type of offense he was about to run, defenses in semi-pro wouldn't have been ready for it.
They wouldn't have. So
You talking about back then, a lot of RPO, a lot of spread. I'm talking about dude knew what he was gonna hit. You know what I'm saying, on specific plays, because if you went cover 2, I'm gonna hit here. You go cover 3, we're going here. If you go man, we believe our man is better than yours. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, Coach, back in 2021, there's some major buzz going around about a pro football league starting in Mexico.
Yep.
And you landed a job as a recruiting coordinator for FAM Yacht, now called LFA, Liga de Football Americano.
Come on.
How did that opportunity present itself?
At the time, you know me, I'm always thinking, how can I elevate? You know what I'm saying? If that's the word for the day, elevation, right?
Elevate. I like it.
And again, they saw Coach Mauricio Balderrama. He saw what I was doing in semi-pro. And he was like, hey, we got a tryout coming to LA. Can you get guys? And I'm like, man, we saw what tryouts come here to do. We saw it looked like a money grab. And I told him, I said, the only way that I could be a part of this thing is every guy that I bring pretty much get in free. And then he was like, well, we can't probably do it for free, you know, all whatever. So I think we ended up charging the guys like $20.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy that actually showed up, I gave them back their $20 out of my pocket, because they was paying me to head up the recruiting to come to the event. So every guy that showed up, I gave their money back.
Mm-hmm.
Or I just said, hey, don't worry about it, I'm gonna pay it for you. So it kind of went like that, and that turned into a great relationship with Trent Richardson, along with Mauricio Balderrama, who's now the head coach in this new league that's about to start up. Their team is the Ramirez. They're doing something where it's going to be the Mexican Pro Leagues, along with some United States leagues, and I'm still trying to figure it out, because technically I'm the recruiter for them right now.
Okay.
But it doesn't start till next year.
Right.
The IFA.
Okay. Now, if that does kick off with With the plugs you have, do we still get the same Coach West where he's reaching out to and putting out? Because let me tell you, this man is dedicated to the people that are dedicated to him. And there was a bunch of opportunities that Coach West put out there for the semi-pro world. With what you've seen going on, because I know you still pay attention, do you still give those opportunities to some of these people in semi-pro now, seeing the way it's going?
I mean, even now in my current position here at the college,
Right.
last year I gave 3 semi-pro dudes spots on the team.
That's right.
The before that, I want to say I reached out to semi-pro on semi-pro talk. Everybody knows semi-pro talk that's probably listening to this. I probably posted in there, and maybe I want to say about 5 guys hit me up.
Right.
2 big linemen that I was excited about because I'm like, y'all are grown men. I done seen y'all play. So I know what y'all are coming to do with these 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old kids. And one was a running back, and the other 2, I don't know what positions they played as
Right.
far as where they were. But when they came in, they became DBs. But
Okay.
those 3 that actually stayed, it was like, yeah, I'll do it again in a heartbeat, especially if you got an opportunity to, get a free education. But I ain't gonna say free because these guys was part of the service. So pretty
Right.
much you get the GI Bill that paid for it.
Yeah.
But then the ones that was from here in California, on the JUCO level, your in-state tuition is pretty much zero if you get the FAFSA.
Tell them.
So, but what I don't do now, as far as college, I don't hardly reach out to the semi-pro circuit because I feel like everybody who's had the opportunity to play some college ball
Right.
is either gonna play it, or JUCO ball is either done played it already and that part of their eligibility is gone,
Okay.
or man, I know you got kids, or I know you got a job that you're not gonna quit your job to dedicate to school.
Yeah.
Like right now, I got one in my inbox. I'm not gonna put him on blast or nothing
Right.
like that, but he's saying he's asking me how to sign up and all that. So I told him, hey, come see me in the spring.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you do. Because
Right.
I know you can play, but I need to see if you're serious in the spring because spring ball is going to start. Summer ball is going to follow it. And if you stay and stick around for those 2, then I know you'll stay and stick around and fall.
Right.
But I
Now,
mean, it's open. Anybody in semi-pro listening, you have an open opportunity if you have eligibility to come and play wherever I'm at in JUCO. You can come to wherever I'm at.
for the people that don't want to go back to school, are we still affording them the opportunity to play in Mexico?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Good.
But here's the kicker to that. What they asked for, I know what they asked for when Trent Richardson and all them came. They was looking for D1 guys.
Okay.
But at the same time, team that I was recruiting for, all this stuff is a blur to me now. The
No,
Heifers,
it's all, yeah,
they ended
Hefes.
up taking the guy that came to that tryout from the West Coast Lions. Again, I hate when I forget people's
The
names. His last
receiver, the
name is
tall one.
Lopez. He was a
Okay.
quarterback for the West Coast Lions at
Oh, the quarterback.
a
Okay.
little bit.
Okay.
But his last name is Lopez, and he's still over there playing for them. Last time that I checked.
Nice.
But other than that, I know they was taking guys that like went to Tulsa, like they actually went to college and played ball. With this
Okay.
new organization that I'm with now, he was saying we want D1 guys, and I'm like, hey, coach,
Are you paying D1 money?
I don't know what type exactly. I mean, I understand they pay for your room, they pay for your food, and they give you a little pocket money, and they say, well, it's for the experience.
Right.
But most of these guys who are D1, you got to understand the opportunity that they have here. One, everybody want to go to the NFL. Number
Mm-hmm.
2, now you got the USFL, and then the XFL.
And they're merging, and those two are merging.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you still got all the overseas in Germany and
Yep.
France and all that that's paying way better than what y'all paying.
Mm-hmm.
So I can hook you up with some JUCO guys who don't want to continue school. I can find you a guy who went and probably played D3 or D2 ball or NAIA ball who still want to play and care about the experience and ready to go play. But that D1 guy is a very small area, so I got them to open that up.
Yeah.
and open their brain up to that. I say because it's ballers everywhere. I know some guys that's on the D1 team right now that wouldn't sniff the field at like a Ferris State, which is a
Yeah.
D2 powerhouse, back-to-back
Yeah.
national champs. They wouldn't
Yep.
even sniff the field.
Shout out Ferris State. RIP Kyle Parrish. That's his alma mater.
Come on.
KP 13, man. Always. Hey, so the one thing that I do gotta always give you props on because I worked with you. And the reason why I know how to make graphics the way I know how to make graphics now
Come on.
is because Wes taught me. Real shit. So he started, so we were talking about, we had Danilo on the show, and Danilo was getting into uniforms, and I made a comment like, yo, Wes, we could kill this shit, bro. Like, I just need somebody like that I could, like, that I can actually trust to work with. Not that I don't trust Danilo, but me and Danilo weren't on the same page at that time, right? He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. Me and Wes, we kind of coincide. So one day Wes calls me, he's like, hey, are you sure that you'll do this uniform thing if I pull it, if it were to present itself? I was like, yeah, for sure. He hung up the phone, called me back 15 minutes later, and he's like, we now have a uniform company. I was, so
Let's go.
he made me a co-designer, and we took off running in the uniform game. So
I love it.
the reason I know how to do graphic designs is because of Wes. But with that being said, West has taken his abilities, and man, when I say he leaves his mark everywhere, I have a young bull and a young bull, for those that don't know, I have somebody that I mentor. He's a young bull. He's not fully matured yet. We got to take a tour of West's school. He changed the locker room. He made it more, excuse me, giving these kids the college experience.
Oh yeah.
He does the graphics for them. He was able to bring back the mascot for all home games.
Come on.
Yo, he was able to convince them to bring the cheer team back.
Nice.
He's been able to get the school to be on board and have the band at all home games.
Yeah.
These young men have graphics for, like, they're in a D1 program. I don't see any other JUCOs putting out graphics the way West is putting out graphics. They have graphic tickets. They have like, this is like a D1 program. Wes, what goes into you leaving a mark on everything you touch, man? Because these kids, this school is actually really blessed to have someone like you. How do you get them on board with your vision, man?
The biggest thing is I've never wanted to be a part of nothing subpar.
Right.
Or I wanted it to look a certain way. Even so, when I first started, and I have to give my wife credit here again 1,000 times. When I first started doing graphics, I was doing them on Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Like, if you go back and look at the early Phoenix graphics, the early LA Phantoms graphics, Microsoft Word.
Hey,
right? And my wife was like, why you just don't get Photoshop? And here I go again. I ain't paying for that. And then the smartness in me, well, you know, it's ways you can get Photoshop, Coach West. So
yeah.
I'm not going to put that out there, but I got Photoshop and I don't pay for it. It is what it is. But then, you know,
he uses the trial.
to the Bulldogs.
If Photoshop sees this, he uses the trial.
Hey, it's neither here nor there. But fast forward to the Bulldogs. Of course, everybody know I tried to make us look like LSU. The later season, I kind of rebranded and we was gonna look like Northwestern. But everybody will know, anybody that know anything about SFV Bulldogs, they'll be like, hey, them the ones that look like LSU. But the graphics that I was producing through social media, the graphics that I was putting out on social media and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook had actual guys still in high school saying, hey, we want to come be a part of your school. And I'm like, this is not a school. This is semi-pro. If you still got school time, please go to school. Because this thing is a whole different monster that, you know what I'm saying? Because at that time, I'm still kind of new to it, freshly new owner. It was, man, if you go to semi-pro, you can kill your college career, and it's really not. Because the way colleges look at it is a rec ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For you know, lack of better words, that's how they view it. They don't look at it like, oh, you burnt your eligibility playing in adult semi-pro. And it's like, nah, because you don't get paid, so you're still considered amateur,
Yeah.
even though we're saying it's semi-pro. But yeah, to get back to the question, it was mainly because I've never wanted to be a part of nothing that looks subpar. I always
Right.
wanted to give the vision that it's great over here. Even though I was coaching at a lot of places by myself.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to put out that, hey, this is what it's gonna look like over here. Not just the uniforms is gonna look nice, but the presentation is gonna look nice. What we play it is gonna try to be nice. So that's what I was offering as an owner, and like I said, been doing. Like I said, I started on Microsoft Word,
Yeah.
and to see where I'm at now.
How do you get your school to get on board with your vision? Because you took that same work ethic and presentation from semi-pro that you created, and you've given it to LA Valley College.
Yeah.
How do you
So
get
what
the
happened?
administration?
First year, it was a kind of head down, feet to the pavement. You new here,
Right.
don't go in here asking for nothing. Then when you show that you're a genuine person, hey coach, I know we supposed to have some SID that supposed to do this, but this is what it'll look like if I do it. That
Yeah.
went on to say, well, you can do all the graphics for the game because I don't think we have an SID this year because last year it turned out we didn't.
Okay.
And then it got to the end of the season and it was like, man, I done coached a full year here. I'm coming here every day, even on my
Right.
off days. My wife get mad about that. I go on off days when it's like, oh, y'all only supposed to be here 2 days a week, and I'm
Yep.
still there Monday through Sunday.
All of us
And
do it.
so it was like, bro, this is junior college. Junior college back home is on 1,000 compared to where we at here, and it's more money here than it is back home. And so I started, oh, this is the person that runs this. This is the dean of this. This is the boss of this. And I just went to the Associate Student Union. They pretty much everything over student life here at Valley.
Okay.
And I got the pleasure to meet with the dean of athletics, which is Dr. Negretti. And she was like, all right, good. Let me go back a little bit more. The athletic director, because I'm been sending him ideas. He see the graphics. And one day we had a staff meeting, or all the staff, so all the coaches come together meeting, and he introduced me to Dr. Negretti and her assistant at the time, and he was like, "This is the guy you want to talk to. He has all the ideas."
Okay.
I don't know if he done that like, "Hey, he really do good work," whoop de whoop de whoop, or he
Yeah.
was just like, "I'm tired of him telling me, so now I'm gonna put it on you."
Yeah.
And so, oh, you done let me get a toe in the dough. That's what we say back home. All I need is a toe to get in the dough, and I'm in.
Yes,
So
sir.
I started talking to her. I started sending her the ideas. Long story short, we ended up having a meeting. Now I had a meeting with the ASU student body.
Okay.
You got your president, your treasurer, but it's like ran by the students. And I did a whole little presentation showing them like, hey, all of this is missing. And y'all can't say we don't got the money because I just saw y'all throw $20,000 for an event that 3 people showed up to.
Damn.
So don't tell me we can't have cheer. Don't tell me we can't have the mascot out because I'm sitting here looking at the mascot in the box.
Yeah.
It's just the people who want to do it and want to have something better. That meeting led to where we at today.
Yeah.
Like I can go in any office on campus and I'm like, yeah, that's Coach West.
Yeah. Does the vibe feel different at your school now?
Oh man. We have what you call the Mac building where I gave you the tour where
Yeah.
all of the
Awesome.
facilities.
Yeah.
That building now, which we use it, other sports use it, but it's a lot more traffic through there now.
Okay.
Cheer team is back on campus. They floating through the building. Coaches are from other sports are coming over now. It's I think the vibe. I don't know if they always say winning is contagious or winning makes people happy.
That's
And
right.
right now we just lost yesterday we just lost 7-3 Santa Ana, which we should have won. Not gonna get into that, but but for the most part, everybody loves a winner.
Yeah.
And for the last 3-4 seasons, Valley hasn't won over 3 games.
Right.
So right now we're 3-2, and like I said, right now as we speak, we should be 4-1.
Change the culture and everything else changes, baby.
Right now it's Field of Roar. elevate. That's the sayings at Valley right now.
Feel the roar. I love it.
Coach, before we get to our last question for you, I'd like to highlight the fact that in the last 2 to 3 years, you actively fought for and won full custody of your 2 children.
Oh yeah.
What advice do you have for any of our viewers and listeners who may be fighting for theirs?
Oh, this is a chance for me to plug the book. I see what y'all doing here. I was ready for this one.
Come on, dog.
Go get the book, Forced to Be a Deadbeat, the other side of the story. That's the plug for that. But
Yes, sir.
the advice that I would give to any father who has children in this world is no greater feeling than to be able to see the seed that you brought in and protect them and guide them through life. And if you in a custody battle, don't stop. Go to those court cases, open those doors, call those people that you need to call, because at the end of the day, a lot of us get hit with the child support. A lot of us get hit with the no custody and visitation. And it's only because we didn't know, or we didn't know that, hey, I can petition just how she petitioned the court, I can petition the court. And if you go get the book Forced to Be a Deadbeat right now for Barnes and Noble, you'll find this book was actually written with 5 other guys. I want to say 5 other guys, their story, and then when you get to the chapter of his story, it's my story all the way up into the point where I was still fighting.
Right.
A lot of people say I need to write part 2, but I'm like, I'm living part 2. I'm
Amen.
not gonna write it.
Yep.
But again, to answer that question, any advice that I can give, go to court, find out your rights.
Right.
Because you have them regardless if she got full custody, joint custody, a lot. And here's the biggest one. Before the courts get involved and tell you no longer have rights or she has full custody, everybody has joint custody.
Right.
Let's put that out there. I'm going to say it again. Before you go to court and the court tells you no longer have rights or you no longer have custody, everybody has joint custody.
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing I would like fathers to know, that even though you're on child support, you still have custody of that kid. You still have a say-so in that kid's upbringing.
Unless
like,
it's
even
legally
when you get,
defined otherwise.
Yeah, unless they legally tell you now you ain't got no rights and
Right.
this, that, and the other. Even through visitation,
Okay.
it's still ways around that. Like I went from having 0 custody, only getting to visit on weekends, to, like I said, I'm living the dream right now. Full custody. I don't have to go check in with nobody, all because I wasn't afraid to go and talk, and say, hey, until y'all tell me I don't have, what's my options?
Right.
So that's the only advice that I could give. Like I say, it's to sell the book. Don't care about selling the book. I give it to you for free.
Right.
And I'm an open book person anyway. So you want more advice? You want a one-on-one? Just inbox me and I'll tell you everything that I did to get to where I'm at.
That's right. Yo, so Wes, we ask all our guests this question: what was the perfect angle that you took to get to where you are today, and what angle are you planning to take next to get to your next level of coaching?
Oh man, that's a good one right there.
Yes, sir.
The angle that I took is believing in myself. Right? I wouldn't have been at Valley if I didn't take a leap of faith. Because everybody know the high school way it's a great place to be, but high school has a lot of restrictions, a lot of red tape. And I was at a point to where in my life where, shouts out to Coach John Quam, I think he's at Peak Night now up there in Palmdale, but at the time he was at Eastside High in Lancaster. He wanted me for years. And every year I would mosey up there and go fill out the paperwork, pay for the fingerprints and the TB skin test. They would come back and say no. So this last year that I did it and they told me no, I was like, dude, I ain't the richest guy, but I don't like wasting money.
Right.
And he was like, Coach, I understand, but I got a really good feeling this year. If you do it, they'll probably push it through. Done it. They said no again, of course.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy who's in semi-pro talk. He played in semi-pro a little while ago, named Jason Wagner, senior.
Mm-hmm.
His son plays on the team right now at the college. He came out to one of the practices for the Bulldogs a while back. And I was like, oh, yeah, you on my social media. We've been following each other for a little while. And I saw him post on social media, hey, I'm the new OC at Valley. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Me joking. Because I'm like, dude, I can't get in at no high school. I know I'm not finna get in no college. Man, I wish I could just get my toe in the door.
Yeah.
And he inboxed me like, man, you serious? I'm like, man, if you can get me in, I'm there.
Yes,
He was
sir.
like, say less. Here's the head coach number. And I'm like, man, I ain't finna call being nervous. I'm like, man, I ain't finna call nobody, man. He don't know me. He
Yeah.
gonna see a semi-pro. He ain't gonna take it serious.
I remember the conversation we had.
And long story short, I sent my resume. He called me.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, once you call me to the office, I got it.
Yep.
I'm not worried about nothing else now. Because if I get in front of you with this, it's over with. I'm walking out with the job. Long story short.
Hey, me and him were talking on his way to the interview. Like literally, we were chatting, and because we were talking about our podcast too. And then we were talking. And he was like, "Yo, man, I'm nervous." He's all, "But I'm here." He's all, "I'm not gonna leave without this job."
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So when I walked out of it, I was like I said, lowest man on the totem pole. Only person in there that knew me was Coach Wag. We called him Coach Wag. Another guy who's a semi-pro kind of vet and semi-pro, Coach Hope, who I think I reached out to him like the year before or 2 years before,
Yeah.
while I was still in semi-pro, and he was like, yeah, man, I'll try to get you in. Whoop de whoop de whoop. Coaches changes, whatever happened, it never worked.
Right.
But when I walked through the door, he was like, this the guy I've been telling you about. Whoop, whoop. So I don't know if that helped, or what, or was it what I was saying? And, we got on the board. Coach Towns is a big guy who's like, I hear what you're saying, but get
Yeah.
up there on that board. So I drew up, the stuff we was running, Texas Evil,
Yeah.
all the stuff. And he was like, okay, you kind of know what you're talking about, but I would have did it like this. And I'm like, that's your angle. This is my angle.
Yeah.
But,
You talk football.
So long story short, rose to the occasion, showed that I cared about recruiting, cared about kids, and became a recruiting coordinator. And now I'm here. Now what's next?
Yeah.
Always about elevation, but in the words of Dion, I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking to either try to get an assistant head coaching title, or either director of player personnel or director of football operations.
Let's go.
That's what I'm looking at next, because a lot of people who know me know that I really don't care to coach. I've done it for a while.
Yeah.
I've lost more championships than people will ever go to. I've won my share, and I'm at a point in my life to where just being around the sport since my mom died, what keeps me going.
Yeah.
So just to be in the building, just to be around it is good enough for me. I don't have to coach anymore.
Yeah.
So if I can take the perfect angle per se to elevate into one of those positions, no matter if it's at Valley, I really don't see myself going to another JUCO, because I've seen them and I'm like, why would I leave this?
Yeah.
Per se. But to elevate to another 4-year level, whether it's NAIA, D3, D2, D1, but to ascend in one of those type of positions.
Nice. Now I'm gonna plug Justin a little bit. So Justin is endeavoring and starting, like, he's an ordained pastor now, right? So now he's getting into the speaking. So let's get Justin in front of the boys and let him speak, let him pour into their cups and fulfill them with some stuff, some knowledge that he's got. And we got to check out a game too.
That's easy.
We support
that's
you, Wes.
Easy. That's easy. Just let me know your availability, and understand we're at the school Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, we're there at 3:00. I mean, I'm there before that. Fridays we're there at 10 a.m. for walkthroughs. And then
Okay.
around about 12 o'clock, the guys is out. So Friday, I can tell you Friday isn't a good day, but anything between Monday through Thursday. Monday
Okay.
preferably because it's like a walk in, let's watch film, see what you done wrong, go out here, condition for a few minutes, and y'all get up out of here. So I would say if you can find a Monday, we can roll that.
Let's do next Monday.
Say less. I'll set it up tomorrow when I go in office.
Sheesh,
Let's
look
do
at
it.
this, man. We got the perfect angle doing things out here. Coach West,
Go.
from the bottom of our hearts, man, we thank you for being on the show. We wish you nothing but continued success. Justin will see
Likewise.
you next Monday.
Come
I'm going
on.
to holler at you, boy, because I want to come to a game.
You know I
But
got
for
the
all,
tickets.
that's right. So for all the viewers, all the listeners, we thank you for tuning in. If you haven't hit it yet, hit that subscribe, hit that like, share this video to your friends and family
Right now.
right now.
Right.
I'm your boy, Paul Wall.
I'm your boy JT. Let's go.
That's Coach West, and this was the perfect angle. Y'all be blessed. Thank y'all for viewing.